Time to upload this video. Just let's not make it look too bad. Want to get the point across. I see this animation blowing up. This is a good idea. And I'll probably get in the recommended videos, but God, I'm not that ambitious about this video. Just do the bare minimum and move on. God, is this YouTube thing even worth it? Oh my God, 79 views. Man, I should probably call this YouTube thing quits. Oh my God, that's a lot of views by my standards. I still don't understand how this algorithm thing works, but that's more than half the views on my channel now. Well, that went well. We should milk this. This is a pilot from one guy and he's barely active on his social media. Okay, let's see what we can get. Well, let's see. Maybe there's something. Okay, there is an incomplete animation on his Instagram. Christ, I'm boned. Okay, boys, subscribed from this very video. So, I'm sure some of you were hoping for more content on the Red Eclipse. On any other video, I can see that being the case. Because, hey, even if I'm more general about animation, even then, if you see one video about one topic, you might want another video on the same topic. I'm not sure how many of you are in that boat, though, because, as I'm sure many of you know, so far, the pilot has been released and nothing else. Or so we thought. But guess what? I found his Instagram, and it's got some animation for a potential future episode. Or maybe it's just a little character building filler animation. Who knows? It's all we got, boys. It is all we got. For those who don't know, the original Red Eclipse animation was an indie pilot with many different clear inspirations, though no one was really quite sure which one inspired it the most. It had a lot of good potential, good ideas, good mystery, though it didn't quite stand on its own, so it's one of those pilots that needs to be continued in order to get the real satisfying action. It's a pretty goofy, campy premise, but visually and atmospherically, it's pretty dark and intense, which is a very interesting contrast. However, we've had like one pilot for a year, and that's about it. As for this animation, there isn't much to go off of. In fact, there's so little that I'm gonna have to split this into multiple segments. First things first, let's just look at the animation and the quality. Let's just kind of review this bad boy. One thing fascinating about the animation techniques is how it's all hand-drawn, except for these iron balls floating around the electric lady's joints, and it's very weird looking in the pre-process stage, but of course we can only judge this as a pre-pro. This is mostly for an interesting character interaction, but this also basically confirms that the assassin lady is not just going to be a brute, but she is going to be interacting with the other villains. Also, this implies that she's going to have a potential character arc, and she's going to have a more established personality, which I do like them establishing without dialogue. It's always a show of talent. Kind of weird because from the get-go, it seemed like the Volti old-ass lady was always crushing on the origami gal, and like, I can see why. It was already kind of down bad in the original, but they beefed her up even more this time. She's somehow even thicker. She's paper. You're not supposed to be thicker than a rock. You're supposed to just cover it, my guy. Fit women. Whew. Anyways, one thing that's really just fascinating is how meticulous the animation is this time. It was probably meticulous the first time, but it was so dark I didn't really pay attention to the hands, which, looking at the older clips in hindsight, that was a lot of attention to detail. I am still impressed. Look at the fingers on that Riddler ripoff dude. Look at those fingers. Look at that creepy little guy. Look at how everything flows. Her body still flows like electricity, but almost in a liquid way, which is fascinating. The precision of the fingers, the contrasting of the subtle personality versus the explosive one, the weirdly adorable cough. My God, the star of the show is that paper mache key. That key, every little tooth is not only animated, but we see each of them morph in a different way. We see every detail, and this is just the pre-pro. This is not finalized. Look at how detailed that key is. It keeps morphing. Pull back, morph it. This isn't even necessary. The artist, Insane Incorporated, he's just flexing on us at this point. This does bring me to a few theories. Theory number one, they are in a hideout potentially, or, you know, since there's destruction in this scene and they're, for whatever reason, having to share a room, this could just be that they got fucked up. All the villains messed up and they have to downsize in a smaller, less detectable hideout. So they're gonna have to share a bed or something, I don't know. I do not personally ship them. I'm gonna be honest. That old lady should not be shipped with that hunk of junk. Woo! Another theory, they will not get together. It'll be one-sided. We haven't had enough failed relationships in media lately. That's pretty relatable at this point. Look at the marriage rates. Show us some failure representation, guys. Unfortunately, I'm mostly talking about their dynamics because that's clearly what the short is depicting in terms of plot and the big mystery of the titular Red Eclipse. Nothing about that, so I can't speculate on that too much. However, it does kind of show that misconduct character might be a little stronger than I thought. You know, she can blast open a door with one hand easily, might have some chaotic lack of control with her powers, or maybe she doesn't care. Origami might be antisocial in general, which would be an interesting dynamic if they explore that. It does seem like she's being treated like an equal and not just an assassin, so that also has some implications for the story going forward. She won't just be a one-off character. That would be like reverse villain of the week. It'd be like the hire of the week, which was a possibility for the show to go if it was from the villain's perspective. Imagine showing a group of bad guys where every week they hire someone new to try to fight the main character and they fail. Here is the most likely theory to be true. Welcome to Game Theory.
You know what this means, right? You get absolutely no bitches. The amount is so small that
not even that lolly on the other page is sexier than Matt. I just want to see if you win the day. You know, just
Look at that key one more time. Look at all the details. Look at how long this one clip took. This shit's gonna take forever to get a sequel because, my god, he's putting in so much effort. But then again, that very same effort is probably the only reason I'm still doing this, so I still have to thank him. And I want to thank everyone who's been supporting me for... it's been a quick year. Half a year or so. Been a pretty good run so far. And Happy New Year. If you like animation, sub to Allocations.